Hi everybody, and welcome to our first webinar, Teaching in the USA with Educational Partners International. Our company is called Educational Partners International, but we commonly call ourselves EPI for short. So throughout this webinar, you'll hear me use EPI to refer to us. My name is Jessica, and I work here as an admissions specialist for EPI. If you've started the application process, you might have already talked to me. I work in admissions processing character verification, which means references and video resumes, and I also run the pre-screening interviews. First, I would like to say how excited we are to be starting this new webinar series and to have a new way to connect with our teachers. We'll be using these webinars to give you information on common questions and concerns that our teachers normally have throughout the process. So before we get started here, take some time and tell us where you're from. Personally, I'm here from the mountains of North Carolina. Before I started working at EPI, I was also a teacher. I taught English at a community college, so I'm really excited to have the opportunity to pursue my passion about education in a different avenue by helping teachers come to the U.S. We also want you to take this opportunity to ask us any questions that you have regarding EPI and our process. You'll notice a comment box. Please leave a comment there and submit your questions, and we will be answering them at the end of the webinar. Keep in mind that we won't be able to answer questions about your specific application for privacy reasons. All of those questions need to be emailed to team@teachwithepi.com. You can see that email address on the screen. So today's webinar is a general introduction to EPI. By the end of this presentation, we hope you will have an understanding of the mission of EPI and know the benefits of joining EPI both in the program and after you leave the U.S. So the first question that most people have about us is, what is EPI? You can answer this question in a lot of ways, but first and foremost, EPI is a cultural exchange program that brings international teachers into the U.S. to work. Officially, EPI is designated by the U.S. Department of State as a sponsor for a visitor exchange program. We have become a world leader in cultural exchange, helping hundreds of teachers around the world come to the U.S. to teach. Teachers in our program are currently working in Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. While we work with schools across the southern United States, our office is in the mountains of North Carolina, which is about where the arrow is on that map. To understand the importance of U.S. cultural exchange, you might need some background on the history of cultural exchange in the United States. Much of our cultural exchange movement in the U.S. was started by Senator J. William Fulbright. He was passionate about strengthening U.S. relations and saw cultural exchange as a good way to accomplish this. You're probably familiar with his name because he was also responsible for creating the Fulbright program, which is a famous international education exchange scholarship. After creating the Fulbright program, he developed and passed the Fulbright-Hays Act of 1961. The purpose of this act was to increase mutual understanding between the people of the United States and the people of other countries by means of educational and cultural exchange to strengthen the ties that which unite us with other nations. The Fulbright-Hays Act led to the creation of cultural exchange programs across the country, including ours. If you've been to our website, you have probably seen this definition for EPI. Educational Partners International is a J-1 visa exchange program authorized to sponsor teachers for K-12 placement in public, private, and charter schools in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Florida. But what does that actually mean? As we've already stated, it means that we offer cultural exchange opportunities for teachers from other countries to come to the United States. Cultural exchange means that our teachers come to the United States to share their culture and then return to their home country so that they can share what they have learned about the U.S. Our program is a 3-year program. After those 3 years, you could possibly apply for an extension for up to 2 years, which means that the longest you will stay in the United States with us is 5 years. Because you will have a J-1 visa, after you have finished the program, you will return to your home country for 2 years. Those 2 years where you go back home are important because that is where you are really going to complete our cultural exchange mission. Of course, we want you to come to the U.S. to share your culture, but we are also interested in you returning to your home country and sharing your experience in the United States with other people there. That is because EPI believes sharing knowledge across cultures and venues improves understanding among teachers, students, administrators, and members of the communities in which we live. This is the whole reason why we do this program. Your ability to bring your culture to the United States and then take U.S. culture back home with you is really what true cultural exchange is about. Exchanging knowledge and information between cultures so that we can understand each other better as a global community. So what does this kind of cultural exchange look like? As a teacher with EPI, you will create projects and events to help share some of your culture with students and teachers in the U.S. Today we have a couple of examples of projects our teachers have done. Here you can see where one of our teachers from China organized a traditional Chinese New Year's festival. For the festival, her students made costumes so that they could put on a parade for the school. The parade gave other classes the opportunity to experience her culture as well. They also performed traditional songs and dances and wore traditional Chinese clothing to celebrate. One of our dual language teachers from Chile had her students write a book entirely in Spanish, which they then published. The book was called Changing the World, and here you can see her students reading it. You can also see some of the illustrations that her students drew for the book. And this is an event that a couple of our Jamaican teachers got together so that they could do together. For this event, they made Jamaican food. They also taught traditional dances to the students and teachers at the school. As you can see, we provide many opportunities for you to share your culture with your school here in the U.S. You can do this in a lot of different ways, and you will have the ability to find what you are truly passionate about when it comes to your culture and share that with your students. Now that you have some more of a background on who we are and what we do, it's time to talk about what benefits you get from participating in our program. As we keep talking about, the most obvious benefit is that you will get to encounter new cultural experiences, experience life in the U.S., and share your culture with people who would not normally get to experience it. Your students here may not know very much at all about life in your home country, and you will get to share things with your students that they would have never known otherwise. By doing this, you also have an opportunity to make a positive impact for students all over the world, not just in your home country. Also, one of the most important things that we offer you is personal and professional support for you during your time here in the United States. We think teacher support is a major part of this whole process and one of the most important things that we do at EPI. We are invested in your success, so we are available as a resource for you even after you arrive in the United States. So let's talk more in depth about the type of support that we offer our teachers. EPI's support program is an area of pride for us as a cultural exchange program. We start our support program immediately after our teachers are chosen for a position in the U.S. As soon as you are hired by a school, one of our dedicated and trained teacher support specialists will contact you to help guide you in the process of moving to the U.S. They will start by giving you a welcome packet with information on your new community. This packet includes information about everything from housing and medical services to food and entertainment. Our teacher support specialists are familiar with the places that our teachers work and can help you create a budget, find housing, and make a plan for your transportation while you're here. The relationship between you and your teacher support specialist is an important one and will continue throughout your time as an EPI program member. Your teacher support specialist will be in touch with you during orientation and post-arrival. Should you need help of any kind while you are here, our teacher support specialists are ready to help you. We want you to come to us with your challenges so that we can help you overcome them. In addition to our teacher support specialists, we also offer instructional support. Our team of instructional support specialists are education professionals who are familiar with the expectations of U.S. schools, and they can help you with any issues that you have in the classroom. At EPI, we understand that American students need the kind of international perspective that teachers like you bring. And we are dedicated in doing all we can to help you deliver it. From culture shock to meeting the needs of struggling learners, we are here to support you while you are in the United States. EPI is a program that not only offers benefits while you are here, but also when you return to your home country. The experiences and professional development that you have while you are in the United States is something that you will carry with you your whole life. Once you are done with our program, you will be able to go home with a new perspective that will enrich your personal and professional life. Also, participating in this program means that you are now a world educator. You are a teacher who has taught students from multiple countries all over the world. Experiences like these are truly life-changing, and you will not be the same kind of teacher or person that you were before you came here, which is what we consider to be a major benefit of participating in our program. So before we finish talking about the benefits that EPI has to offer, here is what one of our current teachers has to say about her time in the U.S. She says, "Working in the U.S. is the best professional and personal experience in my life. I have grown as a teacher and met wonderful people and teachers from many different countries and experienced great American cultural events. I am so thankful for all the EPI team." And that came from Michelle, who is one of our Spanish immersion teachers. She is from Mexico. So now that you know some stuff about us, the question is EPI the right program for you? Here we have listed some of the basic requirements for our program. At the very least, EPI teachers must have a bachelor's degree. They must have at least 2 years full-time teaching experience. They must be currently teaching, and they must have advanced English skills. So if all of that sounds like it applies to you and you're still excited about coming to the United States, register with us at teachwithepi.com and get the application process started. To get started, just go to the home page and scroll down until you see the part of the page that looks like what I have screenshotted for you here. And then you'll see a big orange button that says Apply to Teach in the U.S. So just click that button and get started. All you need to start your application is an email address. If you have already started the application process, be sure that you are checking your email regularly for updates on your status. Also, you can attend our future webinars for more information about the program. We're hoping to start airing them pretty regularly, so please come and watch them. All right, so now it's time to answer some of your questions. Some questions we commonly get is how much does EPI cost? EPI personally does not charge any fees for our services in terms of the application process, but some of the documents we may ask you to get will come with their own fees, such as the criminal record check often comes with a fee, and a credential evaluation. How long does the application process take? The application process really depends on you getting all of the needed documents together and moving quickly through the interview process. So really the length of the application process depends on how quickly you are able to accomplish all of those things. What teaching subjects are we looking for? EPI hires in all subjects. Regardless what your subject is, just start your application and we'll begin to process you. And then just as a reminder, to apply, you just go to teachwithepi.com and you scroll down until you see the how to apply or apply to teach in the US button. It's big and orange, you can't miss it. Okay. Another question we commonly get is there an age limit? No, there is no age limit to apply. As long as you have 2 years full-time teaching experience, you will be eligible for this program. Teachers often want to know, can my family accompany me to the U.S.? We do that on a case-by-case basis. Usually families can accompany you to the U.S., but there are situations where you have to make sure that you're financially stable to support your whole family in the U.S. So if you have any questions about that, you should email team@teachwithepi.com. Another question we get is, when do positions begin and end? In the U.S., the school year lasts from August to May, so teachers are usually placed in August. That's when your position would begin. Then, as already stated, this is a 3 to 5 year program, so your position would end in May, 3 to 5 years after when you started. And then what is the salary of an EPI teacher? The salary is going to depend on the school and the state in which you are applying in. So just, you can Google online and search pay grades for whatever state you think you're interested in, and you can see charts that would indicate how much you might get paid based on your experience. Okay. Another question we get is, how long can I stay in the U.S.? As previously stated, our program is a 3 to 5 year program. You would have to leave after that extension of 5 years. Okay, so I think that's all the questions we have today. In closing, I would like to share with you this quote from J. William Fulbright. We must try to expand the boundaries of human wisdom and empathy and perception, and there is no way of doing that except through education. So that's all for today, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We are excited about having webinars to communicate with our teachers and applicants. Be sure to follow us on Facebook to hear more about our upcoming webinars and events. And if you have any more questions after today, be sure to email us at team@teachwithepi.com. Have a good day, everybody.